Good evening and welcome to the Meriwether County Board of Commissioners, November the 4th, 2024, 6 o'clock p.m. meeting. Please silence your phones and all electronic devices. We'll start off with invocation. I'd like to be honored by having James Clemens, if you don't mind doing the invocation for me. Please stand.
Let us pray. God, you blessed us with this day. You commanded the sun to rise. You commanded the sun to go down. And now it's raining. God, we're so thankful today, God, that you always provide for us and give us just what we need. And tonight, God, we call upon you again, God, just to come now and be within the midst of this meeting tonight, God. Father, you put people in place, in positions. And we know, God, that they are led by you. So we pray tonight, God, that you come in whatever way, shape, form, or fashion to lead your people, Lord, that we may make the best decision for our folks. Bless each one of the commissioners tonight, God, and their homes and their occupations and whatever it is that they may do. That they, Father, will continue to further the service and the will of you. And we will forever give you thanks, praise, and honor in thy Son Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Do we have any amendments? Anything needs to be changed on the agenda?
Yes, sir. We have one amendment that needs to be made. Under new business. It's going to be number 5. We need to add surplus property bid for Bray Road in Woodbury.
What road?
Bray Road.
That's in Greenwood? Woodbury. I mean, yeah, Woodbury. Woodbury. Anything else?
No, sir.
That's it? Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Got a motion, second?
Second.
All in favor? All right, no presentations tonight?
No, sir.
Finance report, Mr. John.
Mr. Chairman, Board of Commissioners, you have the bank balances as of 2 o'clock today. All funds are holding steady. The investment pool, we will not receive that interest probably for another 3 or 4 days from the state. SPLOS, SPLOS, and T-SPLOS for October came in right around average. Your second page of SPLOS and T-SPLOS commitments. 2020 SPLOS has a balance of $644,000 as of today. T-SPLOS has almost $112,000 available balance. Starting the year, finance season, we're in a good shape so far, and I think we just received a check from collections of taxes and good size amount, I believe. I think it was $800,000 or so by speaking in the spruce. So we do have income coming in that be moving to the investment pool.
Right. Anybody have any questions for John? Move right on. Department heads. Any department heads here tonight to speak? Well, we'll start with Matt there. Go ahead.
I just wanted to give y'all an update on the grant that we received, the cybersecurity grant. Legal had a chance to review it. There was a few things that they said that normally they would like to see changed, but with it being a federal grant, there's little to no chance of them actually making any changes to it. One of the biggest things was venue. If we needed to, help me out here.
I wanted to change the venue to Meriwether County instead of Fulton County.
Yes.
They're probably not going to make those changes.
Yeah. So with that being said, we would just ask that y'all would allow us to go ahead and sign so we can turn it in and get that ball rolling. So.
Okay. Does that need to be motion? Have a motion on, or we just get it signed?
It's already been approved contingent on legal review.
Okay.
So.
All right. Any other department head? Chief Stevens?
Yes, sir. Just a quick update on the fire truck that was totaled. we did collect the funds from the insurance on that. I think it's about $347,000. That'll have to go out as an RFP, correct, John? So we're working on getting that RFP together. Maybe it's something you guys can approve of, and get it sent out once that's happened. But it'll be the next meeting. We'll probably bring those specs to you. Let you look at that, discuss that, and y'all decide the way you want to proceed with that. My suggestion is we pursue a large capacity tanker, being as we don't have a lot of hydrants in the county. We're gonna try to get that tanker of about 4,000 gallons of water, and that way that'll try to start offsetting some of our deficiency in the water system. So,
What do you project that to cost?
I think it's about 100 over what we got in insurance, so 340, so about 440. Somewhere, I really don't know until I get those specs out and we send it out, but you can look at a package like with Fouts Brothers or somebody, and they have a baseline package, and that's around where that package was. Now, there is another manufacturer that does agricultural applications, and with a tanker like this, it doesn't have to necessarily be certified as an engine or a pumper. We get credit for shuttling water, and its capacity more than we get for the pump capacity. So I'm looking at that application as well, and seeing if we can get something that's got a baffle tank on it. It may cost us quite a bit less than that. And we can put a skid tank on the rear of it, kind of like what we have Tanker 6 in Gay. We built that truck from Georgia Forestry, and they put a external pump on it, not a PTO mounted pump. So those are options that we're going to get input from you guys on and say, hey, this is where we're at cost analysis wise, and then go from there.
How much would a tanker be used?
I don't know. That's something we'd have to research because I'm not sure availability and things like that. I know myself and Blue Coal had looked before, and it's hard to find those large capacity tankers.
My question is, how much would we use it?
Probably on every house fire. I mean, I would like to have 5 countywide. 5 of those trucks countywide. That's kind of the strategic plan over the next 10 years, so we can be more suited. We get ISO points based off of not necessarily, it's how much water we can get on the scene, and that'd be 20,000 gallons of water. That's sufficient for anywhere in the county.
But that's the only one we'll have at this time where we'll be
That's right.
centrally located part. This is a large county. You can't be at the north end and got a fire in the south end and it ain't gonna get there in time.
I've got a 1,800 at Warm Springs that the city of Warm Springs purchased before we took over their department. I got a 2,500 gallon tanker at Gay currently, and I've got a 1,500 gallon tanker out on Hillhaven Road. So those are not nowhere near the 4,000 gallon, but I would like for the first one to be here in Greenville. I mean, like you said, because it's essentially located. So, but that would be a tandem axle truck, so there's going to be some driver training associated with that. So
Where we at on the fire trucks we're supposed to be getting from Coweta County?
the 3 from Coweta, I talked with the chief up there. Actually, Jimmy Weeks talked with the chief this morning, and he said that 1 should be ready next week, and then 2 more the following week. So, and then we'll get them and we'll have them lettered, and we'll put the radios and things like that in them, and they should be good to go.
What about the build out time on the tanker?
You probably looking like an ambulance, 24 to 36 months. It's just, that's about industry. We run into that when we purchase an ambulances, it just, everybody's backed up, unfortunately. And that's why I'm looking at the agricultural application as well. You take like Diversified or somebody like that over in Griffin. Some of those, they have those trucks there, and if I can just get a tank, 4,000 gallons, and we can get a pump to put on it and it meet our requirements, we should be good to go. So hoping that cuts that time way down. So,
Any other questions? Thanks, sir.
yes, sir.
Any other department heads? Mr. Barry, nice to see you.
Yes, sir. Chairman, Commissioners, I'm Barry Lucas, Road and Bridge Superintendent, if y'all don't know who I am. It'd be my suggestion, Mr. Chairman, to get the 85A meeting hoe with the brush cutter on it.
That's the one you're looking at.
Yes, sir.
Is that the one that was staff recommended, or did we change up on it?
Yes, staff.
It's under old business.
But the brush cutter though, not the
Not the mulcher.
mulcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, that mulcher, them teeth are expensive. Okay. All right,
Any
I think that's
questions?
on the agenda here later tonight, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
We haven't got to it yet.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yeah, I'd like to introduce my, safety coordinator, Mr. Cody Dwyer. He's got a couple of issues he wants to speak with y'all about.
All right.
Good evening, everybody. I'd just like to address some safety issues I brought forth. I'd like to bring us into the 21st century. If you're not aware, Public Works is way behind on safety. With this past hurricane we had, kind of woke us up a little bit on some things that we do not have. And I've kind of submitted some things to John in regards to some PPE, things that we're missing, as well as just general safety items that we need to do our job effectively. And I was just coming tonight to see if you guys take that into consideration. I know safety is a big deal, especially when we come out and try to bring us up front. It's going to cost a lot of money up front just to get us to where we need to be. But once we get there, I think we'll be able to establish ourselves and maintain it after that. The biggest thing is where we're going to get the money. So, any questions?
You have a list created? John
I've
has
submitted
it?
a list, have everything we need. Yes, I have, sir.
Vice Chair,
job.
I have quotes from Cody that are on my desk I have to go through to make sure we follow our purchasing guidelines. I've asked him to rank them from top priority to what he can hold off with it being the winter months. Give me the top priority items first. Make sure it's in the budget. If it's not in the budget, we'll have to bring it back to the commissioners and use SPOS funds to purchase it.
Yeah, I know we couldn't afford to do all of it at one time like you were talking about, but whatever's the most priority that we should be having to meet requirements and that we don't have, we need to focus on those.
Yes, sir. We're looking at probably 30 upwards to $40,000 possibly with everything at once. That's why I asked Mr. Cody to give me a priority list of, winter months coming up. What can you hold off until the spring, just so you see if it's in the
30 to 40,000, everything?
for everything.
That's everything, yes, sir.
Wow, I thought it was gonna come up 3 million or something.
No, sir.
No.
No, sir. I mean, some of the things are like wall lockers. We don't have anything. We don't even have any place to put our stuff. So that is the biggest expense on there. To be like a wall locker. We don't have wall lockers or anything to put our stuff in.
And I'll go through that list and I'll bring it back at the next meeting for anything that I can approve over the threshold. It's not in the budget for the board.
Yeah, send that list over to us.
Oh,
I remember him talking to you and I one day about some stuff.
Yes,
I
sir.
said, you gotta get it to the board, but
Yes,
it's
sir.
like something like eye wash and we don't even have no place to eye wash. or
Yeah, we got 2 eye wash stations with no eye wash. Eye wash signs, but no station.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean-
that's the stuff I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
We need to get done
Yes.
ASAP.
Yes, sir.
Before something happens.
Yes, sir.
And then we're in a big lawsuit. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, all right, thanks
Okay.
for bringing it to the board.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Ms. Cassandra?
Good evening. I just want to, first off, I want to give happy kudos to Lee in the maintenance department. We had a situation in our building last week where we had leaks in the women's restroom, and Lee and his staff was able to come. It took them a while, but they're able to find what the leak was. But unfortunately now we have 2 women's bathrooms with no sinks. We can't use the sinks. And the only way to repair those would be to bust the walls up. But we're making that work. I just want to say kudos to Lee and his group because they did a good job coming there and trying to fix the situation. So,
I had told me to deliver porta johns out of the parking lot. Then I said, well, y'all can go across the street to the courthouse, so. All right, any other department heads? All right, wrap that up. Citizen comments, I think I got one here, I've got to read this. Speakers must contact the county clerk at Meriwethercounty.ga.gov on or before the dates and times listed below in order to be placed on the agenda to speak. Speakers must provide their name, address, and topic they wish to discuss. For the first Monday of the month, 6:00 p.m. meeting, speakers must email or call before 5 p.m. on the day of the scheduled meeting. For the fourth Tuesday of the month, 6 o'clock PM meeting, speakers must email or call before 5 o'clock PM on the day of that scheduled meeting. Speakers must direct their remarks to the board and not to individual commissioners or to the audience. Personal disagreements with individual commissioners or county employees are not a matter of public concern, and personal attacks will not be tolerated. Speakers will be allotted 3 minutes to speak on their chosen topics as they relate to the matters pertinent to the jurisdiction of the Board of Commissioners. No questions will be asked by any of the commissioners during citizens' comments. Outbursts from the audience will not be tolerated. Common courtesy, civility are expected at all times during the meeting. No speaker will be permitted to speak more than 3 minutes or more than once unless the board votes to suspend this rule. And what we have here tonight is Chip Metters. Mr. Metters?
I come in peace, so.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chairman King, and the rest of the board, for the jobs you do. I'm a retired public educator. I know many of you up here, so I understand that the job that you do, but I am saddened that I am here today. I didn't know where the place was, so I've been here a resident of Meriwether County my entire life, but I've got concerns about the road that I live on, Winter Road in Durand, Georgia. And I grew up in Meriwether County, so I'm very familiar with the number of dirt roads that are in Meriwether County. So as a teenager, I used to drive those dirt roads and throw up rooster tails, and probably was the guy people was complaining about. But a number of years ago, I started emailing about the condition of the road. I never got a response. And I took it upon myself to start working on Winter Road myself. I bought a box scrape for my tractor. Eventually I had to buy an angle blade to ditch Winter Road because the road was deteriorating so much. That's been going on for a number of years because the road just has not been maintained, to the point where my neighbors, if you're familiar with Winter Road, it turns into Crowder Road. People in Crowder Road eventually started using Winter Road because Crowder Road was also in such poor shape, and Winter Road was in better shape because of me. So about 2 years ago, actually the summer of 23, I didn't know Mr. Lucas until he stood up a few minutes ago. I emailed Mr. Lucas. I'm assuming he's new to this position. Maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. The person I had been emailing previously had never returned an email, and that had been going on for a number of years. But in the summer of 23, Mr. Lucas did respond to an email, and I was thrilled. So thank you. You're the first person that I've ever had respond to me. He did respond to me and told me that he understood that the roads had been neglected for a number of years, and that if possible, they were going to try to get to it in the winter of 23. I was hopeful that it would happen. It didn't happen. So I continue to maintain that road to the best of my ability. Fast forward to this summer, I reached out to Mr. Lucas again. I come in peace every time in emails. He responded again. He gave me good news. He said, hey, you're on the list. We're going to be coming out. We are going to be scraping. We're going to be ditching the road. A few weeks later, they actually did come and they scraped the road, and they did ditch the road. A couple of things, though, that I'm concerned about now. There's a large section that they did not ditch. And the reason I think they didn't ditch it, and I guess it's probably been 6 weeks ago, probably. It was probably wet. Obviously, it's not wet now. We hadn't had rain in 6 weeks. And I'm assuming that's why they didn't ditch it, because they thought they may get the motor grader stuck. So I patiently thought, the motor graders I've still been watching, they're still in Durand, that, they may come back and actually ditch that portion. That is the most important section of dirt road, and that happens to be the section that was not ditched. So when it rains Wednesday, that road is going to absolutely wash out again, and I'll be down there with my tractor, with my equipment trying to fix the county road. So that's a huge concern of mine. Also, I did notice that I've got 15 seconds left, and I'll be done. I'll walk off.
Go ahead, wrap it up.
I've also noticed that Crowder Road, which feeds into Winter Road, again, which was in worse shape because it wasn't maintained, because I wasn't maintaining Crowder Road. I noticed that it got gravel and crush and run. So also I'm asking that. Could we get the same, response for Winter Road? And I think the only reason it didn't is because it was in better shape, and it was in better shape because of myself. So again, I appreciate the job that everybody does. I appreciate Mr. Lucas for reaching out to me, at least communicating with me. And if it can be corrected, I would really appreciate it. So thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, sir.
October 22nd, 2024, regular meeting, 6 o'clock PM, minutes. Do I have a motion to adopt the minutes?
So move.
Have a motion, do I have a second? Have a motion second, all in favor? Thank you. All right, we're going into our first public hearing tonight for case number P 24-020, a request from the county building and zoning to correct zoning of parcels 164A-006, 164A-007, 164-003-001, 164A-026, 164A-025, 164A-024, 164A-020, 164A-013, 164A-010, 164A-010-001, 164A-008, and 164A-009, showing on zoning map as LDR. Do I have a motion to go into a public hearing?
So moved.
Got a motion and a second?
Second.
All in favor? We are now in a public hearing. Ms. Cassandra, would you like to start that off?
Good evening again. The Crossroads area of Alberton Community, the SR 85 and Alberton Road, and also known as Griffin Highway, is currently shown on the Meriwether County Comprehensive Plan as neighborhood commercial. Yes. Over the years, this area of the county has been developed very closely to the guidelines of the neighborhood commercial zoning, yet has remained classified as residential in most areas. Because of the existing use of the majority of the properties along with the comprehensive plan, staff initially believed that the area was all zoned neighborhood commercial, except for those that are being lived in as residential homes. After further review of the properties, the staff discovered that despite the use, these properties were never officially rezoned for neighborhood commercial. Some thoughts on this matter are that the zoning map was not corrected at the last update, which reflected neighborhood commercial. Regardless of the history, the area has maintained its residential zoning despite having developed non-residential uses. This non-conforming use presents issues for the property owners should they want to remodel, expand, or change the use of their properties. County staff has talked with the owners, except for one, is either vacant or in the commercial use, about the rezoning changes to be proposed. Most of the property owners thought their properties were already zoned neighborhood commercial and wants the zoning to be corrected. The staff was not able or did not contact the property owner who owns the property currently in residential use. There's 3 homes that are residential right now, and we didn't contact them because they are being used as residential and being lived in as residential. On October the 18th, the planning board heard the case and recommended that in order to address these non-conforming uses, the staff and planning board recommends the approval for zoning these parcels that were listed to be rezoned as neighborhood commercial and update the zoning map to reflect the changes. This is not the only area. After seeing and looking at this and noticing this, I got to paying more attention to our zoning map that was adopted in 21, and I have found several other areas that are in the same scenario that I will be bringing before the board at later dates.
Are the properties that are currently being used as residential listed here?
No, they're not, because they
They're
are
not in this?
residential and will stay residential unless those people decide they want to.
Come and have it.
Right.
Okay.
Well, if they decide to come in at a later date, there'd be no questions asked because everything around.
Correct.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? All right, do we have folks signed up to speak for or against it? Okay. If there's no discussion, do I have a motion to go out of the public hearing?
So move.
Second? All in favor? All right. Do I have a motion from someone on the board?
Whose district is this?
What's that?
Whose district is it?
Oh, it's in my district, but
Okay.
I just figured since it's a county staff recommendation, I didn't know.
No,
about
I
it,
just-
but
well-
I'll make a motion that according to staff and the books to be updated and recorded properly, that we go with staff recommendation and get it all up to date.
I'll second that motion.
And motion second. All in favor? Thank you. We'll go right on to number 2, ordinance amendment 2024-06, chapter 32, article 1, section 32-21, waiver to animal limitations.
Okay, this is where you guys have a moratorium right now on the animal limitations. Anyone who wants to do breeding or boarding of animals has to come before you guys for the number of animals that they can have on their properties and to have their businesses. And there has never been a guidance or a guideline to go by, to go for the type of breed of dog, the age, or the size of dogs, or any type of animal actually. But mostly the dogs is the scenario. So the moratorium was put in place so that we could come up with better guidelines. And so under the 32-21, the waiver to animal limitations, we've added 6. And 6 is the chart for which can be used for consideration for the limitation of animals. This I got with George on, and he gave me what they say are considered small breed animals and what they consider to be large breed animals. And then we went with the age as well. When they become 12 months of age, they're considered adult animals. And then we come up with the acreage. So on your chart, it gives you an acreage of 0 to 10 acres, such as small breed animals, anything under 50 pounds, you have 5. Small breed litters, you could have 4 litters per year. A larger animal, which is 50 pounds or larger, you could have 4, and you could have, the number of litters would be 3 because of the number of animals that would be on the property at one time. So this is just a guideline chart to go by to be more consistent, because we weren't having any really consistency with what we were allowing to happen on the properties.
And this is just if they're in the breeding business and so forth, or just any homeowner?
This is just for breeding and boarding animals.
Okay.
This isn't for someone who has a ranch or whatever and has 4 or 5, cattle, cattle dogs that are doing it. No, this is this is for the breed. Yeah, this is for the breeding and boarding of animals and having the puppies and things like that.
I understand that.
It's a public hearing, so you need to ask people if the public wants to speak.
But we didn't go.
We
gotta go.
But you can just open it to public hearing.
I make a motion we go into public hearing for ordinance amendment 2024-06.
I'll second.
All in favor? Public hearing. Now, is there anybody here to speak for or against the amendment?
Have anyone signed up?
All right. Have a motion to go out of the public hearing.
So moved.
Have a motion second.
Second.
All in favor?
So we just changed these not long ago, and this is just pertaining to make it consistent across the board.
Yes, we didn't have a guidance to go by.
Okay, just seems like we're doing this quite often.
No, this one here.
This is the 3rd time in 2 years.
Hey, Carol, is this some kind of a state standard, or where did we come up with the chart, or how did we come up with the chart?
Yes, ma'am, I got with George with the animal control, and we went with what the state recommends as far as how they come up with the size and what can be, on the amount of land.
I didn't know if it was any kind of guidelines from the licensing agent through the state.
We did contact, yes, we did contact them.
So we would be in compliance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's the next thing I would-
Yes, ma'am, we would be.
What is this gonna do to like mitigate out there that's got,
They've already been approved. This is for future.
okay. So they like grandfather in,
They're in compliance, yes, sir.
okay.
Any other discussion? If not, do I have a motion to adopt this ordinance amendment?
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor? Thank you. That's quick.
Commissioners,
All right, we go right into
Commissioner,
appointment.
Chairman, I'm sorry. We do have a moratorium that is existing on that we opened up that will expire on November the 14th. It is at the board's discretion if they want to go ahead and close that moratorium. That can be voted on tonight, or just simply let it expire.
I make the motion to allow the moratorium to continue and expire with this going into effect immediately after. Does that work, Nathan?
So,
This is a modified,
so you want it to expire once this is approved? Yes.
No, I want it to expire and then this go into place the day after.
That's what I'm saying, once this new ordinance y'all just voted on goes into place, then the moratorium will come out.
I just said let it expire. It expires in 10 days.
You don't need a motion for that.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's when it's gonna expire. So-
But if we put this in place tonight and the moratorium is there, which supersedes what? Because the moratorium is still in place until the
Moratorium, they
14th.
can't accept any applications if there's a
Okay.
moratorium in place.
Okay. So my motion still stands, to allow the moratorium to expire on the 14th,
Okay.
with this ordinance amendment taking place on the 15th.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, or if it gets 3 votes.
And that's in the form of a motion.
Got a second?
A second.
Second, all in favor? That'll work. Appointments, and again, I do not have anyone yet. Appointment to DFAX District 1 to fill a 5-year term that will expire on June 20th, 2029. I make a motion to just roll that again to another meeting.
Table it, I'll second.
All in favor? Appointment to Meriwether County Water and Sewage Authority District 2 set to expire 12/31/2024. Ms. Rosa.
That would be my district, and I make a motion to, appoint Larry Dunaway again. He's doing a good job. We want to keep him on board.
Wake up over there.
It'll be my 17th year doing that.
I'll
We
second it.
appreciate that. Okay, that's a motion. We'll have a second.
Brian seconded.
Oh, all in favor? Thank you. Appointment to Meriwether County Water and Sewer Authority District 4 to set to expire 12/31/2024.
That's my district, and I make a motion to reappoint Mr. Bill Rollins.
Got a second?
I'll second that one.
All in favor? Thank you. Appointment to Meriwether County Water and Sewage Authority District 5 set to expire 12/31/2024.
Make a motion to table it to 11/26, 6 PM meeting.
I'll second that.
Table second, all in favor? It's tabled. Thank you. All right, under unfinished business, decision on case number P24-018, request from Liquor Barn for business alcohol license for a distilled spirits package store located at 24575 Highway 85, Alvaton, Georgia. Previously deferred from September 24, 2024, regular meeting at 6 o'clock PM. So since we deferred that, we don't go back into
We have to go back into public.
Only if you continue the public hearing. You
Okay.
continue the public hearing.
No, we just deferred.
You deferred the public hearing or deferred the vote?
Deferred the vote.
Yeah, so no use vote
Okay.
tonight. That's what I thought.
All right, and just, Sandra, you got a comment on any of this, or?
Now that all the zoning has been voted on and corrected, the zoning is now corrected for all the properties, including that piece of property. And he does have all the state recommendations and licensings, and everything's ready to go through.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Thurgood did ask, did it cover
What's that?
everything in legal? Legal did respond to everything that was in our ordinances. It does pass all of our ordinances.
And before we put this to a motion, I'd like to share this. It may shed some light, especially those who are listening in, of how the board here sometimes has to make decisions. My 2 best friends were killed by drunk drivers, and my mother was nearly killed by one. I don't drink, never have. But beyond that, this just happened recently in Toombs County, Georgia. The commissioners there voted on alcohol license. One of their commissioners is a pastor of a local church. Before they voted, he stated to everybody there, he said, I'm a pastor of a local church, y'all know that. I don't drink, my family don't drink, I don't condone drinking. But I want y'all to know, as a pastor of the church and as your commissioner, I'm going to vote yes on this license because the applicant has followed the letter of the law. So sometimes we appreciate when people take time to come out and show their heartfelt concerns, but sometimes we have to make decisions based on the guidelines, ordinances, and what's set out for us to go by per county. And that's the way it is. But with that, I just wanted to share that. So it's not a person's personal opinion or how they feel or don't feel. It's what we have to go by sometimes. I just wanted to mention that. Okay, so we need
I have some questions. Sure. So since it was a little discombobulated last time we did all this, we were in the public hearing. We came out of it very quickly. I wish we had stayed in the public hearing, but it was a little too late at that point. So we did defer this until we could find out some more information. can we question the applicant?
Well, the problem is you can, but that's not supposed to, you can't make your decision. Because
Well-
the public hearing's been closed.
I know, and I wish, I mean, it was.
That's not a satisfactory answer, but that's the.
No, so I'm gonna ask it anyway. So I have a question for you. This building I've been by multiple times. It has walk-in coolers, it has all of this in there. With this license coming up tonight, I have not known of someone to purchase a property and to move forward so quickly with placing such items in there that will store alcohol without a license. Can you give me a little bit as to why that was done?
I'm sorry.
You can answer, okay.
Want me to come there?
Yes, please.
Yeah, sure. Cassandra should answer that.
So we're the
That's what I want.
owners and operators of.
What's your name, sir?
Sorry, I'm William Michael Hyde, and I'm one of the principals of this development. I think a lot of people are used to something maybe going through the planning process, which can take 3 months, 6 months, a year, depending on the jurisdiction that you're in, and there being some hesitancy or some risk associated with it. There are, however, thousands of instances in jurisdictions all over the place where, as far as alcohol licensing goes, it's really what I think the legal terminology is shall issue, not may issue, when it comes to if there's a list of 12 or 14 or 32 items that you need to do to make sure that you're checking the boxes. As long as you can satisfy those requirements, it is typically the obligation of the municipality that they shall issue it and that it's not may issue. And with great respect for the commission that is here tonight deciding it, in a lot of jurisdictions where, for instance, there may be 3 preachers on board that do say no, typically that results in some sort of litigation. They do not actually have the authority to deny it unless they don't meet one of those 10 or 12 or 14, however many things the law prescribes. And so getting comfortable with how that law was written, making sure that we met that, and wanting to get open as fast as possible prior to the Thanksgiving and Christmas season. We obviously took the risk that it may be delayed beyond that, but we were comfortable enough with the risk that we were able to meet all of the requirements. We would be able to do that and satisfy this county's requirements.
I have one more question that's probably going to raise a lot of eyebrows right now. Are you all in partnership with Gene King?
So I'll be glad to answer that question for you.
I'll tell you why in just a minute.
Yeah, we are not in partnership with Gene King. We have over $200,000 invested in this property completely from our company in a sale of another property that we did. Gene King has not contributed any money to this. We have to swear a blood oath to the state who all of our partners in the thing is, and it's just our family. And other allegations that have been thrown out that this property was originally built to be a liquor store. I wish that were the case, because about half of that $200,000 was undoing what that building was to turn it into what it is today.
Well, I'll tell you why I asked that, so Gene will know. There was evidently a conversation that you had a couple weeks ago, Gene, when you were calling around asking questions, and it referenced this gentleman as your partner when you had that conversation. So that's why yeah, you did.
No, I did
That's
not.
why I asked the question. So also, you just made a statement too, and I want this all out in the public. So when you just made the statement that you wished that building had originated as a liquor store, there was a period after Mr. King came on the board, brand new commissioner asked me to go and ride roads with him one day. And this really isn't directed at you, but I'm glad you made the statement. So Mr. King asked me to go ride roads with him that day, and we did. So he wanted to take me by Alberton and show me the building. At that point, he said, I'm going to store my horse trailer here. He said, I wouldn't mind selling something like this to the county for a fire station. He said, who knows? It may be a liquor store one day.
No.
This was right after he built it. Yeah, you did.
No,
We did have that conversation.
No, I did not. Now
So-
I know this is this is out of order, because this has nothing to do with open hearing.
No, it's
He's
not
got
out of order.
hearsay. I have never said that. I did not know
You
until
did
they
say that. I
approached
was in the
me.
car with you when you said it.
No.
But I just want everybody to know,
Brian
I
went
do
and
think
looked
there's
at it.
something going on.
Brian went and looked at it and said the county spent way too much money on fire stations, and he loved it. In fact, if you'll go back and look
I
at the
did say it
minutes,
would make a good
if you go back and look at the minutes of the next meeting after that, he stated how he went and looked at a building today and was very impressed with it, and I felt
I
good,
was.
because Brian's not usually impressed with anything I do. And he said that in the minutes.
I did.
I did not know anything about a liquor store until I showed the building for sale.
What I
They
said
reached
was,
out
you
and
said
said,
it could
"You're out of
even be
order,
a-"
sir.
I'm not out of order.
You're out of order.
Listen, my ass was talking before yours, and you jumped in before me. can
You are out of
Let me
order,
tell you,
sir.
gavel me all day. I don't care.
Would you please
No,
stop?
I was talking
You-
first. You interrupted me, Gene. So if you want to call out of order, call
No, there's
yourself
nobody
out of
speaking.
order.
There's no, sir.
No,
sir.
we're not speaking. I'm just bringing out the
Mike, just go
facts.
ahead and finish. It
I'd like to
doesn't
make a
matter.
motion.
It's lies and.
I'd like to make a motion, we take a 10-minute recess.
I have a second. Got a second?
Make a motion for what?
Take a 10-minute recess.
Yeah, second.
All in
All
favor?
in favor?
And go back into this meeting. Second?
Second.
All in favor? All right, we're back in.
Alex is not in.
Yes, all right. Give her a second. While we allow. All right. Anyhow, back on the unfinished business, this decision one. Do I have a motion from the floor?
I'll make a motion to approve the zoning request, the liquor license.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have a, all in favor?
Ask opposed.
Are those against? Number two, discussion of sale of surplus of vehicles, Public Works.
Mr. Chairman, Board of Commissioners, the vehicles down at Public Works that are sitting out there, we're contacting scrap services to try to get them scrapped because there was no bids placed on them. We did, however, have 2 employees that are interested in purchasing 2 of the trucks. I just verified with Matt, who works down in that area, that those trucks are undrivable. They cannot be fixed, repaired. They're basically just scrap metal parts. With these 2 employees that are asking to purchase the vehicles, it needs to come back to the board to see if they'll allow employees to purchase a surplus vehicle. And we are working with scrap yards to try to get the rest of them in for scrap.
So can the employees buy them, or do we have to have it out to bid?
Typically, you don't have employees buy them if they're government employees. I asked everybody.
Bad appearance.
Yeah, he told me to bring it back to the board, and the legal here can be
I would.
So why are we bringing it up? Somebody asked, can they buy it? And that's
correct. Two employees at Public Works asked Blue about purchasing
They can
2
bid on it.
vehicles.
Yeah, so why don't we just put it for bid and have them bid on it and hope they get it?
We can put it back out for a bid if we don't need anything from the scrap. The scrap is paying, I think, $150 for a vehicle.
Any other discussion on that? Number,
Put it back out for bid, a motion.
we had already told them to put it.
Had we already,
We've already put out for bid and nobody bid
no,
on it.
had we already surplus? Have we-
Correct.
we already approved
And
that.
they've been out for RFP and nobody placed a bid on them, and we were contacting scrap yards to
Okay,
try to
did
get
we
them
put
scrapped.
it out though as a group? I mean, it
Yes,
was like
ma'am.
everything was collected, so now if we put it back out, it needs to be individual, items, is that it?
Yes, ma'am.
So, I mean, that would be,
It's up to the board. I mean, what they've done is legal right now, but I don't think you need to sell directly to a county employee. I think they need, you can put them back out for bid and they can be encouraged to bid, but I don't think y'all don't need that headache.
okay.
You said
That's,
you had
that's
bid,
my
nobody
understanding.
bid, right?
Correct.
Okay, put them back out to bid, let them bid on it.
Yeah, they can bid on them, absolutely.
But individually.
Might get it cheaper, tell them to bid 100.
Yeah, we can put it back out for bid for individually if that's what the board would like for us to do.
I think that would be the fair way, that if an individual would be interested in bidding, they may not want everything, they may want 1 or 2 items.
And we can write out the bid, if anything left over will be sold for scrap.
Because the original motion was to sell it as a lot.
Correct.
And no
Okay.
bids.
So are we as a board wanting to change that or just,
Well, staff would recommend itemize them out, and then whatever doesn't sell, we sell it to the scrap yard.
So you would just do 1 bid and just
As a lot
itemize each
or
item?
or
you
Just
would do-
itemize each vehicle, and if we do a 15-day bid on it, after that, the rest of them go to scrap.
okay, so I'll make a motion to allow individual bid options on surplus vehicles.
For up to 15 days.
Yes, for up to 15 days.
I'll second that.
You got a second, all in favor?
Thank you, Commissioners.
All right, number 3, consideration of the purchase of an additional boom axe for public works.
Barry's not.
I think he left, he just wanted to
I think
say what he'd like to have.
he commented during department heads that he would like the HX85A. These are the same quotes that Blue had brought to the board. The only thing that was added was the last one with a brush roof 48 XP for $119,459.33. That is the one that Barry suggests and recommends that we purchase.
The 85A?
The 119,000.
119,000.
Yeah, he wanted the 85A, and he put with
HX85A. And this is mainly because it's a multi-function piece of equipment. You can put a claw on it, a thumb, numerous attachments depending on if something happens in the county. There's several attachments.
As a funded T-Splosh or Splosh?
T-Splosh.
I'll make a motion to move forward with the recommendation from the director for the 85A and the equipment he requested for the funds to come from T-Splosh.
I got a motion.
Do we want to put the amount or?
The 119,459.33.
That on that.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor? Number 4, approval of quote from Piedmont Paving for road patching, awarded contractor from RFP by the ton.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, in front of you, you have a quote from Piedmont Paving to do the 4 roads listed. It came in at $31,200. They are requiring a contract to be signed by the chairman to move forward. This will give us an idea of how good the quality is while we're trying to get quotes to get our patcher in-house back up and running so we can do in-house patching. And then on the second page, there is a mobilization charge of $3,000, but I've confirmed with Andrew at Piedmont, if we were to mark them all, they're all ready, then it'd just be the $31,200. He won't charge us per move. The staff recommends approval of the invoice with the chair to sign.
Any questions or a motion?
I'll make a motion to move forward and allow chair to sign.
Second?
This is the cost on this? Okay, I second.
All in favor? Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Number 5, approval of the EMC engineering quote to assess the courthouse.
Mr. Chairman, Board of Commissioners, I have an email quote, and I just got a formal quote from Chris Brazel at EMC. This quote that you have in the email is $30,000, but the official quote he sent over is $38,000. That was the test for mold and lead paint. There is additional fees that are associated with them for the build out the scope of work. I ask that we table this item so I can send you all that contract, because it lists out as a very detailed and description of what all it includes, and I'd like for the board to have the full opportunity to review everything before we move forward with EMC.
I'll make a motion to table this till 11/26, 6 PM meeting.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor? Thank you.
And I'll get that quote to y'all.
We're going right on into new business. Number 1, request for use of courthouse lawn, country Christmas by the city of Granger. Oh, okay, thank you. Good to see you.
Good afternoon, Chairman and Commissioner. My name is Mary Gray, and I'm the Mayor Pro Tem for the City of Greenville. I'm here on behalf of the City of Greenville to discuss an exciting community event we're planning for downtown Country Christmas. The festival is scheduled for Saturday, November the 30th from 1 to 5, and we would love to use the courthouse as part of our festival activities. Following the festival, we will hold a tree lighting ceremony at 5 o'clock. We would love for you all to come to be our honorary guests at this event. But in preparation for this, we also would like to request to place a large pre-lit artificial Christmas tree on the courthouse yard, which will remain until after Christmas. This event will be similar to the Country Christmas Festival I had the pleasure of chairing when I was a county commissioner, bringing our community together to celebrate the holiday season. Your support would mean a great deal to us and the residents of Greenville. And I thank you for your consideration. I'm hoping that I might get an answer tonight because time is of essence.
That's
Mayor, you said large Christmas tree, how long is it?
You know, I'm trying to convince my city council to go with a 20 feet, but right now we're at 15 feet.
Because my concern with something that high, the support system that we would need I wonder how far it would have to go
Go out?
into the ground to be able to support something 15 to 20 feet high. And with the electrical and plumbing under that there, that would be my concern about it.
Okay.
You say it's a pre-lit tree?
It's a pre-lit
It
tree.
doesn't have enough weight to it. We put tent poles up at 18 foot. We just brace it out about 7, 8 foot out on each side. So it wouldn't take much to keep it from blowing over.
Yeah, it's an artificial tree. It's pre-lit already, so we won't.
If it was one of them big real North Carolina trees, you know, he got a good point, but.
No. Is that what y'all think? Yes, thank you.
I'll make a motion for the city of Greenville use courthouse lawn to get us a beautiful Christmas for the county going.
Second.
Got a second, all in favor?
I'll third it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for coming. Request to send letters to GDOT Jake brake signs for Highway 100 and Highway 150, Highway 54.
Mr. Chairman, Board of Commissioners, we've had two citizens request no Jake braking signs be put on one on Highway 54 from the Troop Meriwether County line to the town of Lone Oak city limits, and one on Highway 100 from the Meriwether County line to St. Mark's town limits. This is due to, I think one has a medical condition and then one is a trailer park division that is just waking them up in the middle of the night, and they have requested that we ask GDOT to put out there. So staff recommends the board to allow staff to draft a letter to GDOT for no Jake braking signs at these two locations
I'll make a motion.
with the chair sign.
I'll make a motion to do so with the chair sign.
And I'll second.
A second, all in favor? Thank you. Number 3, consideration to change December meeting dates.
Mr. Chairman, Board of Commissioners, when looking at the agenda schedule, we noticed the next meeting is November 26th. The Thanksgiving holiday, we're closed the 28th and 29th, so the 27th would give the county clerk one day to do the minutes, advertise, and do everything before the holidays, which is nearly impossible for her to do because December 2nd is the next meeting, the first one in December. So staff recommends if we want to keep 2 meetings that we choose, or also the second December meeting is December 24th, which is Christmas Eve, which we are closed. So if we want to do 2 meetings, staff recommends the 9th and 23rd or the 30th of December, both Monday meetings at 6 o'clock. Or if we would like to do just 1 meeting, the third Monday, December 16th at 6 p.m.
So are you saying doing away with the November meeting or no?
We keep November 26th meeting.
Okay.
It's just allowed
Just move
the
it
county clerk
December.
to have time to do the minutes and advertise and get everything
May
done.
I make one statement? The 16th, third Monday, is my planning commission meeting.
We're talking about 9th and the 23rd.
Yeah, if you want to do 2 meetings, the 9th and 23rd or 30th would be staff recommendations. Both of
He
them are
said
Mondays.
16th in case you only want one.
I did not know about that meeting, although I wouldn't recognize the 16th.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to do the 9th and the 23rd.
Does that work for legal, Mr. Davis? I forgot to check with
They
legal
work
as well.
for us.
Somebody will be here. I second that motion.
All in favor? Remain on the 9th and 23rd.
So you voting against it or in favor? Or you?
All right,
Okay.
put a pin up.
Just say those dates again.
9th and 23rd.
Okay.
December.
December, both at 6 p.m. and both are Mondays, the second and fourth Monday.
Number 4, request to send out an RFP build-out of elections office space, 756 Woodbury Highway, Building B, Greenville, Georgia.
Mr. Chairman, Board of Commissioners, this is a RFP that's ready to go. That's probably about 90% of the way to go. We just need to put in the dates and have the Board of Elections review it and have legal review it to make sure we meet everything. And we just ask the board upon those 2 contingencies that we can go ahead and put an RFP out for the elections building to get them in by, I think her deadline is March. She needs to be in that building.
I'll make a motion to allow the RFP after legal and the Board of Elections agree upon it.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you, Commissioners.
Number 5, surplus property bid on Bray Road, Woodbury.
This is the property, let me get the parcel for you. This is the property that the county owned on Bray Road in Woodbury. It's parcel number WO14011. It's known as 326 Bray Road, and it's 0.37 of an acre. We had it in the paper and advertised for bid twice. First time we did not get any bids, so the second time we sent it out for rebid, and we have received 1 bid. John and I opened those bids up today, and a Mr. Keith Fuller bid $1,000 for that piece of property. He knows that it would have to be cleaned up within 60 days.
How many days?
60.
I thought it was 30 days.
We can make it to 30. We can change it to 30.
We approved whatever it was, didn't we, when we put out for bid?
It was 60.
It was 60 days.
But that was part of the package, the bid,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it was 60.
I don't remember what it was, but I just know,
It was part of the.
Yeah, it needs to be cleaned up.
Yeah, I just need approval from the board to accept the bid for $1,000, and then I can send a letter to him with the number of days he has to have it cleaned if you approve it.
I'll make a motion, we approve the sale of the property for the one and only bid of $1,000.
I'll second it.
All in favor? All right, report from the county administrator.
Commissioners, this past 2 weeks, I've talked with Chris at EMC Engineering out of Columbus. Talked with Mike at GMC and he referred me to Amy in Atlanta office. I'm waiting for her to call back. I'll reach back out and see if I can find a contact for Amy to try to get GMC's assessment. Bid on the courthouse. Talked to several citizens about issues this week, or the past 2 weeks, regarding debris coming from trucks on Gerald Road and Jake braking on Highway 100 and Highway 54. We'll be reaching out to GDOT. Debris about a property outside of Manchester. Finley Cater Road and Strickland Town Road to look at culverts that caused flooding during the last heavy rain. These projects we should be able to handle in-house with Public Works. Met with Rob Hill and staff at 756 Woodbury Highway Building A to see if it'll work for defects. Met with ACR and Duke's Electrical at the jail and determined the leak was actually part of the air conditioning pan and not from the roof itself or from electrical work. So maintenance is looking to see if they can repair it. If not, we'll be reaching out to an AC specialist to repair that pan. Coleman Creek Circle that Ms. Pat Williams addressed at the last meeting, staff is gathering all the related documents to present at the next meeting on why these funds were reallocated. From GDOT, the city of Greenville will be holding a bridge opening ceremony tomorrow at 11 a.m. for the 109 bridge. Staff and commissioners are invited to attend. We discussed safety equipment needs at Public Works with Cody and Barry. Finance has started preparation for the FY24 audit. And I'm keeping commissioners updated on outstanding projects that staff comes across. I want to address the Winter Road that was brought up today, that I will get with Barry and see where they are on the list about finishing that out and getting it gravel where we're at on that list.
Okay. Report from county commissioners, Commissioner Threadgill.
That's it. All right, so only thing I have is to announce for the Christmas at the Mill in Manchester. That is December the 7th from 5 p.m. to 9. They'll have pictures with Santa, carolers, and these are very professional carolers that come in every year. Crafts, vendors, food, and much, much more. So y'all have the Christmas in Greenville, and then y'all come to Manchester and have it again on the 7th. So come on here, Brett.
Commissioner Worth.
I'd like to thank everyone for the work you're doing in the county. A lot of good things happening, a lot of progress. So appreciate everyone's efforts in that. And to remind everybody that tomorrow's a big day to get out and vote, make your voice heard. It's nothing more important that we have as citizens to be able to do that and make our voices heard. So encourage everyone to go. Can't complain about it if you didn't participate in it. So thank y'all.
Main thing is get out and vote. If you haven't voted already tomorrow, and looking forward to the festivities coming up, Thanksgiving and then Christmas and New Year. So that's it for me.
Mr. Collins.
I just like to thank the staff and all the employees and Woodbury Parade on December the 5th and vote.
I'd like to mention, since this kind of got sideways today, one, most everybody knows me, I built that building down there to look like a fire station because I had a reason I wanted to prove to the county. That was before I was sitting up here as a commissioner, that the county, I thought, spent too much money on fire stations, so I was going to build one that was just to show how reasonable it could be. And I never would say I'm gonna park my horse trailer there. My wife would divorce me. I have a horse farm, a cattle farm. My wife trains barrel horses. My daughter just won a world championship title this past Saturday night in Perry, Georgia. If I told my wife her horse trailer was gonna be parked down there in Alberton when she has to go out there and load everything up and get her saddled, she'd probably tell me to go park at Alberton. I did mention that it'd make somebody a good RV home. A lot of people are selling out everything, buying RVs. They could have a living room and so forth. So I just don't like being called a liar in public, but I just wanted to clear that out. And I hope everybody gets out and votes tomorrow, and no matter who you're voting for, exercise the right as our citizens of the United States of America and get out and vote and pray for our country tomorrow night. County Attorney?
Mr. Chairman, I have nothing to report.
All right, and we have no reason for executive session. Have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you.